I'm here with Matt Strauss, and then after the demos, we can talk about some of the announcements that we made today. Not only the next generation features for X1, but also some of the connected home and the live streaming that we've got being shown in this booth. So if I go to the demo real quick, just as Sri was talking about the foundation, the technical foundation for the X1 platform, we spent the last year since NTTA really building the user experience foundation. And that's out to the majority of our customers now, what you're seeing in the booth. What I'm going to show now is sort of where we want to take that. And a lot of it, we feel, is really about making the experience more personal and more accessible, and focusing on a couple of key segments and key users. So you'll notice the UI is much the same that we have today rolled out. But as you go into Guide, we're trying to make that a simpler experience in terms of figuring out what you want to watch. So today we've put Rotten Tomatoes and Twitter into the Guide cells so that you know if it's a good show that you're about to tune into. What we've done here is we've started to bring this notion of live tiles into the experience. So as I go down, I can see what's playing and decide if I want to tune into that. In the case of sports, we're actually pulling forth some of the content, the scores, again, to give that user a more educated choice. If I go ahead and select baseball, you'll see the Sports Companion option. That's letting me know that there's enhanced content that I can watch. And really what we're focused on is how do we make this experience a more enjoyable viewing experience. We've already got great HD and we've got loads of content, but how do we start to bring in the other kind of content, whether it be sports or stats, game summaries, that make this a better viewing experience. And if the programmers have them, we have this notion of what are some other camera angles. We really feel like the future of television is going to be driven by the user in terms of how they want to watch the content and what content that they want to watch. And we still have the notion of other games going on at the same time. What we've added is this notion of live. You can preview the game, and you're getting a little more information, not just a score. If I go back to the Guide view, you'll see that we've got this notion of our cloud DVR service. And we're starting to enable the user to record things that are happening. So we already in on-demand show you what you missed last night, what you may have missed previous primetime Tuesday. This is showing you that on the voice, I can click into that. It's already started. But if I want to, I can start over, and we're calling it Instant On Demand. So I can go ahead and start that show over. So the customer promises, look, you're never going to miss a show. With our cloud DVR service, we're letting you watch the content on different screens, and we're giving you the control to make sure that you never miss it. This Guide carousel we really focused on, as well as how do we, again, bring a more intelligent experience to the user. So here I've selected sports. It's not just a list of sports content in the grid, but I can actually get a preview of what's going on, what's on later, this personalization of all my teams that I'm interested in, as well as giving a bit of an editorial slant to big tentpole events that we know are going to come up, whether it be the Olympics or big races, etc. But look, if I'm just interested in baseball, I can get straight in. I can see all the games. And we're bringing things like leaderboards. And again, it's all about how do we bring more information into the viewing experience to make it more useful for the user. And we're trying to appeal to new users and give them a better experience. So here I've gone into the kids view. This is equally about parents, but also about kids. How do we give them an easy setup experience, an easy experience to go around in the content? I'm going to go ahead and customize. So you're not just, again, filtering the content that's on. You're picking your age, if you want, some of the categories and types of content that you like. And we're even giving a sense of self-description or self-decoration into the experience to personalize it more. So I can go ahead and with some of the media sharing stuff that we're showing here, I can upload a photo straight into the experience. And again, now that's my kid's personalized picture. It's their view of the content. And they get in, and now when they pick the kids' view from that Guide carousel, they're seeing the TV shows they already like, but we're constructing these playlists for them. So as a parent, you can go in and say, look, I'm going to play a favorites mix, but I want this just to play for a couple of hours, and then it's going to turn off. And again, this is some of the concepts we're working in terms of how do we make that use case for occupying a child or a child that can't read all the grid information, an easy way of navigating content. Now that I'm in live content, let me show you some of the things that we're focused on. If you go right, you get the normal mini guide that we call it. This is all the channels. We brought this notion of, look, here is the content that's for you. We're anticipating some of the shows that you watch. The next serial version is on. You may want to continue watching this. You've got some your favorite team on as well as other information. So we're not taking you out of the video experience. We're giving you a quick way of checking in on things, whether it's the weather or the traffic that's going on. And we really feel like the power of X1 allows us not only to deliver a great entertainment experience, but bring other kinds of content information about your house and your family into the experience, so you can start to use and view that big screen in your house as a sense of a control panel for keeping track of what's going on. So if you look at the connected home, you can go in and see your camera right next to the content. So if you want to check real quick if your kid's still asleep, you can do that. Again, I'd urge you to check out the connected home area. You'll see the X1 home security on X1 with the camera views, as well as some of the live streaming video. And maybe the last thing I'll focus on is it's about a more personal experience. So we've introduced already the notion of For You and Saved in our X1. This is just taking it a step further. It's about predicting what we think you should be watching next, what you'll want to watch next. And that's based on the channels you watched. It's based on the series that you've been watching. So you might, again, want to keep watching the Lorax. One of your favorite teams is on. These are some shows that you've been watching, and we've noted the new episodes that have come on since you were last in that series. These are the channels that you tune to, and you've noted as favorites. Again, we're using this notion of live tiles to give you more information about what might be playing on that channel and whether you want to tune into that. And then again, we announced a series of media sharing feature and capabilities as part of X1, which you can see over here. But the notion of, look, this is your area, this is the saved area, whether they're Instagram photos or photos from your mobile phone, you can get straight in and have a great family entertainment experience around the content that you've created. We've got recommendations in the For You area for X1. This is a little take on, if you're not sort of in the mood for American Hustle, you can keep pivoting through and get more recommendations about content that you might find exciting. And then obviously just making things like searches. If you're always searching for the same thing, let's start saving those. And it's all about making the experience faster, more efficient, more enjoyable for the user. So those are just some of the concepts that we've got coming in the next year. Again, they're really built based on the foundation of the X1 user experience and the X1 platform. I'd urge you to check out some of the instant on demand over here, as well as some of the mobility that comes with the cloud system that we've got, the connected home areas. And then on to the left here, we've got some of the voice-guided navigation and some of the talking remote capabilities that you can check out. But I'm here to answer any questions along with Matt. We're very excited to be bringing this product to market, and what it's done for us from an acquisition standpoint and just a general customer satisfaction is extremely gratifying to everyone here. And we're excited to talk about it and show you everything we've got this year. So thank you.